A new Leger poll suggests more than three-quarters of Canadians believe misinformation impacted the outcome of the federal election. Researchers say poll respondents cited rumors and claims about candidates as examples of deceptions that concern them. The poll sampled more than 1,500 Canadian adults this past week, with almost a third believing misinformation had a moderate impact on the recent election. The survey was conducted online and suggests people in Alberta were the most likely to think misinformation affected the election at 86%. Andrew Enns from Leger joined us for more on the poll.
Yeah, as you said, three-quarters of Canadians said that they felt misinformation had an impact. Probably worth within that three-quarters, unpacking that about 51% said it was either a major or a moderate impact on things, and then the other 26% was sort of a minor impact. But still, I mean, good number. You see a generational difference with respect to that, where Canadians over the age of 55 were a little less likely to suggest that there was an impact, whereas younger Canadians under the age of 55 tended to put their hand up a little bit more, saying that they felt there was an impact. There was also a regional divide. Albertans were a little bit more likely to say that they felt misinformation had a role. Not huge, in that sense, but and then you see some sense of somewhat of a partisan divide as well. Liberal voters being a little less likely compared to the other voters.
We also asked Mr. Enns about if Canadians identified what exactly they view as misinformation.
We didn't delve further into it. I think it's obviously something that begs for more research. I think it obviously can be a fairly broad umbrella of a category. For example, I mean, I do think that for some Canadians, they view ads that are overtly critical of the other guy could be construed as misinformation. Oh, you're trying to paint the other guy as being a bad person, and he's, how do I know for sure, or vice versa. So I think there's a bit of that. I don't think this is all. I mean, the last couple of years in Canada, obviously we've been seized with the awareness and sort of the revelations of some really direct foreign electoral interference in our some of our elections past. And while perhaps some of that is captured in this 77%, I would suggest that there's also just more broader stuff that gets picked up. Again, when you see that generational split of those younger voters, you start to think to yourself that a lot of this stuff is being picked up a bit online. They're much more active online in terms of some of their social media. I know in some other research, certainly, if you're under the age of 40, a lot of your news is coming through sort of feeds and through some social media channels. And that those are areas where political parties and other stakeholders will play around in as well in terms of election information, which can lead to some of this.